Hey guys, this is Wotso here for another Secrets of the Forest video. Today we're going to be talking about Dathomir. Now Dathomir is one of the worlds I had heard of from time to time in the Star Wars universe, but I never really understood anything about it. Dathomir had no large influence on the galaxy at all. It didn't really bring any people into the universe that had any major effect, not like Luke Skywalker or Obi-Wan Kenobi or anyone like that. But it does have some interesting history to go along with it. The world is located in the Outer Rim territories in the Quellis sector. It is mostly a temperate world filled with harsh conditions, including dense forests, large savannas, powerful rivers, and huge valleys. The vast majority of the planet stayed uninhabited even during the New Republic, so this wasn't a very safe world to live in. 90% of the surface hasn't even been explored. There are 3 species or groups that reigned on Dathomir: the Qua, the Witches of Dathomir, and the monstrous Rancor. The Rancor stayed present throughout the history of this planet, and the other ones kind of came and went. The original civilization to thrive here was the Qua. They were a reptilian species with many interesting technologies at their disposal. Before the Republic even formed in 100,000 BBY, they created a network of portals around the galaxy called the Infinity Gate. Over the Infinity Gate on each world, there were star temples built, which were pretty much just big pyramid structures. The gates were used for travel, but also could be used to collapse worlds into the portal, kind of like a black hole that would suck everything in. And it would also suck in other surrounding moons or suns. For some reason that is not understood, the Qua was losing their intelligence, and to combat this degradation occurring, they sent Wahuf worms to protect the star temples when they lost all of their intelligence. The later, less intelligent descendants of the Qua came to be known as the Blue Desert People or the Kui. Humans began to settle on Dathomir sporadically, and by 36,000 BBY or so, there was a strong population. About 30,000 BBY, there were also a species known as Rakata who ruled Dathomir that I hadn't mentioned before. But after 5,000 years of power over the world, they fled to their home world of Lehan due to a plague that had erupted on Dathomir. They didn't really play any key role and didn't create anything. They just were kind of there. That's why I didn't really mention them as like the big 3 things. Well, I know the Rancors didn't either, but Rancors are still cool. By 600 BBY, the human population was reduced to being Rancor food. They didn't really serve any purpose. They were barely just getting by. But that all changed when a Dark Jedi was banished to Dathomir by the Jedi Order. Jedi Knight Aya taught the women survivors how to use the Force and how to become fierce warriors. She then enslaved the men and created a human-dominated society. She even domesticated some of the Rancors, and the women were able to actually ride them and control them in battle. Collectively, these women were known as the Witches of Dathomir. The descendants of Aya spread out into 3 different areas and became 3 primary clans known as the Singing Mountain, Frenzied River, and Misty Falls. On the outskirts of these clans were other groups. Most famously, there was an ensemble of dark women known as the Night Sisters, who occasionally had enough people to be considered their own clan on Dathomir. These women primarily wielded the dark side and dark magic. During pirate raids, Irodian Zabraks were brought to Dathomir. The women of the many clans quickly learned of their strength and their power, so they interbred and controlled them, forming the group known as the Night Brothers. Primarily, these men were controlled by the Night Sisters, which makes sense. Their names sound very similar. In 54 BBY, Darth Sidious traveled to Dathomir, and the Night Sister, Kaisina, begged him to take her son, who would be killed if she did not pass him on to someone else or find another place for him. Darth Sidious accepted and took this child under for his own, and eventually trained him to become his apprentice, Darth Maul. In 2 BBY, Palpatine established a high-alert prison on Dathomir for political prisoners. After the rise of the Empire, there was occasional attacks from the Imperial fleets in attempts of enslaving or imprisoning the natives. Clans fought against the oppression and sometimes the rebels also. One strong group being the Witchblood clan, who were a group of mercenaries. Once the Empire fell and the New Republic rose to power, in 8 ABY, Han Solo won a game of Sabak against a warlord named Omag, which won Solo the deed to Dathomir, which I don't really understand. I don't know how any one person can just own a planet, because I don't feel like they'd really have any control over it. And who would they sell it to? Do they control the imports and exports? I had a lot of questions about that, but I wasn't really sure how to pursue it. After following Han Solo and Leia Organa to Dathomir, Luke Skywalker and a man named Isildur encountered the Kree and the Singing Mountain clan. A large conflict erupted, which from my research, they didn't really go into what happened, but it was just a huge conflict that ended in the destruction of the Night Sisters at that time, who had been controlling Dathomir in a fit of evil. This brought peace to the planet for the time being, and allowed an alliance to be made between the clans and the New Republic. Some of the Dathomiri also went on to train with Luke Skywalker at his Jedi Praxium on Yavin 4, which a Jedi Praxium is pretty much just another name for a Jedi Academy. A new band of Night Sisters later rose up and allowed men to join their ranks to increase their numbers, but were soon crushed by Skywalker and the New Republic. During the Yuzan War, Dathomir was quickly taken away from the New Republic, but was never fully under the enemy's control because of the local Jedi on the world. Thank you for watching, and may the Force be with you. Also, I know I haven't been posting lately, but I hope to start going on a consistent basis. Every Sunday, that's when I want to post. So, thank you for sticking in, subscribers, and I hope to see you again soon.